Happy New Year. If you're a Cancer, born June 21st to July 22nd, what can you expect for the month of January 2020? Let's tune in and find out. So Cancers, I just see you expanding, right? Just expanding. And it's not always comfortable to expand, right? It's not always comfortable to go into places you haven't been before, to experience new things. So a lot of you are expanding into areas that you may feel a little uncomfortable, that you maybe feel like you're not ready for, or it's just new. So there's new things that are happening for you. You're being called on to experience life differently, to be different, and you might even feel like you're spread thin. But it's just this new energy, and I'm kind of like also I feel like you're being seen maybe for the first time. So it's kind of like, am I accepted? Do they like me? Is it okay? It reminds me of like that, just that star, like those blowfish, right? Like they're fine and then they blow up and then suddenly it's like, wow, it's like that. So that could be a good thing. Some of your careers could blow up. Suddenly, like, all this attention could be on you. So it's a good thing, but it is a little startling and a little jarring. But I definitely feel like it's good. I do not feel like this is a bad blow up. I feel like this is a good blow up. Okay, so now that could be from the eclipse that we just had at Christmas, or it could be from the new lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th. And then we also have a new moon in Aquarius on January 24th. So January 10th is sudden endings, right? And then what we just had was sudden new beginnings at the end of December. So let's tune in just a little bit more on the January 10th. That lunar eclipse is in your sign in Cancer. So that's really going to amplify those sudden endings, right? So it could be anything from you moving to you changing your environment, to changing schools, to changing jobs, to changing relationships, moving your house. So many things could be changing for you, and these could be planned or they could be unexpected, right? So there's a lot of unexpected endings, but just know that whatever unexpected ending may come, there is a better door that's open. There is something better that's coming your way. So don't be afraid of the ending. Know that it's a launch pad for a new beginning. Let's look at your romantic relationships for Cancer. Let's see what's in store for you guys this month. So Cancers, you're going to be dealing with some root issues. Just your own sense of self, like what works for me. Does that work for me or not? I feel like you're not going to compromise in relationships now, or if you do, you're going to notice really fast that it's at your own expense. So let's say you fall in love with somebody and you find out they're married, and you're like, "Ugh, I love them, but they're married," and so you compromise yourself by staying in the relationship, and then within a couple months, the whole thing blows up and it's just, messy, right? So you want to just realize and really trust and really let go of where your boundaries are and what is for your good health. Because there could be some situations that don't feel good to you, and you have to put a boundary around it, or you have to say, that doesn't work for me and energetically, or it'll make me crazy to be in a relationship like that's long distance, or whatever the conversation is. Know your own value, know your own worth. And if you say no to that relationship, just know that the universe is going to meet you. It's going to send you the right relationship that's in alignment with you. Now, does it happen the next week, or does it happen the next month? Does it happen the next 6 months? Well, who's to say, right? But it does happen, right? You absolutely, when you let go, just trust that the right situation is going to show up. So I see in the romantic relationship department, you are going to have to speak up. You are going to have to say, this is what's important to me. This is what I value. This is what I need to feel good in the relationship, or I can't be in the relationship. So some of you may be put to the test with that, of having to say what's important for you in the relationship in order for the relationship to grow. Now, those of you that will turn in on yourself out of fear, oh, I got to do this because they'll leave me if I don't, that's going to eventually erode your confidence in yourself, and it will eventually leak into the relationship, and it's not going to be healthy for the relationship anyway. So you might as well be authentic and honest with yourself up front in the beginning. I can't do that. It's just not how I'm wired, or I'm not there, right? There's people in our life that want us to be in relationship with them, and we're not ready for it. We're like, you know what? I've got a job. I've got 3 kids. I'm working on. I'm in school. I can't commit to you right now. I can't do that. But I could see myself doing it when school ends in this, in the spring, right? Like, know where you're at, know your own ability, and then just trust. If they leave you, they leave you, right? Like, you've got to be able to honor yourself, because if you don't and you drag that into the relationship, it's not going to help. All right, so here's the thing I do like about the romantic relationship with Cancer. There's a lot of soul support coming from your partner. Those of you that are already in a committed relationship, and this is all worked out already, you already know you're in a relationship, there's so much support coming from your partner back to back. Like, we're doing, like, you're both crawling up the wall together. Like, there's, like, I see you both, your partner's got your back, you're leaning your back to back, and you're climbing up out of this tunnel together. So you're going up together. So whatever it is that you're trying to improve, you're trying to better yourself, whether it's, getting out of debt, or saving for a home, or saving for a vacation, or just you've had to deal with a lot of shit and you're getting out of this space, you've got each other's back. So it's a really powerful, grounded, solid connection. And there's also lots of love in that little cocoon that the two of you built for yourself. So there's a lot of romantic energy in there. Now, so I also feel like there's opportunity for you to get away, and both the first weekend and the last weekend of the month feels like there's big openings for you to be able to love and have some fun with each other. Now, for those of you that are single, interested in romance, those Cancers, so we talked about right away where you need to value yourself, value your truth, be honest with yourself as you're looking to get into a relationship. And you got to honor yourself. And if you do that and you let go of what's not working, right? Just know yourself, know your value, and don't put yourself in a situation where you're trying to be a chameleon to please the other person, or out of fear that you're going to lose them. You got to let go, and that's going to do one of two things. Either that other person will change because they need to change, and and that's better for the relationship, or you're not meant to be together, and you're contorting yourself is blocking you from who is coming in. And just know that there is another relationship coming in. So if you give up this one early, there's more energy pulling you forward at the end of the month with that new eclipse in Aquarius. So there is, if this relationship doesn't work out right now, there is another one at the end of the month coming in, rolling into you. So you're not going to be alone. So just trust your instincts, let go of what's not working, honor yourself, and the universe is going to honor you and bring you the right relationship. Okay, let's go into careers for Cancer. See a lot of creativity, a lot of writing, just, figuring things out, what's working, what's not working, just a lot of playful energy. And I do feel like one of them really works out. And some of you may have an opportunity to fly, to go in and interview someplace else, or to, like, let's say if you're in LA and maybe the parent company's in New York and you have to fly to New York for the interview, like it could be something like that where you're flying someplace else, or even the opportunity is someplace else. But it is definitely something that's up your alley. And for some of you, it could even be a once in a lifetime kind of like shot, like an opportunity that never happens. And you don't want to take it because, you don't have a babysitter for your 3 kids. Find a babysitter for those 3 kids. I'm telling you, when this kind of like that kind of energy comes in, where the sun and the line, where it all lines up like this, it doesn't happen very often. So there's something that's going on mid-month, like right after that eclipse, January 10th, that lunar eclipse in Cancer. There's something like right after that, and the day or two following, that is huge and big and monumental for your career. And you have to be there. You can't like not go. So if there's something that comes your way and it's an opportunity, you need to go, because by being present, by being at the right place at the right time, it happens. And if you weren't there, if you don't go, you're left out of the equation. It takes off. It's like boarding a rocket ship. And if you're not there, the ship takes off and you're not there. You get to sit back and watch it happening on TV, but you're not part of it. So just know if there's some opportunity that comes up and it's asking you to go someplace, get there. Get there at your own dime. Get there on your own, whatever it is. Make the arrangements, but you need to go. And it's right after that lunar eclipse in Cancer. Okay, so now let's look at money. So let's see what the money for your Cancers. Well, I see money coming in. I just see money coming in. And I feel like you have a lot of money that comes in. You can handle it. And so I don't see money being a problem at all. I just see like, boom, like it just shows up. It's like, good, this is the way we're starting out the year. So it feels like it's good money, solid money, and not a problem this month for your money at all. Now, be careful, because some of you, when you have a lot of money, you'll just like a tendency to like spend it, blow it up on fire, like woohoo, go have a good time. Make sure that you know, the basics, right? Put aside the money that you need for your for your rent and all those things, and then see what you have left, right? So just be aware. Don't go crazy, because money comes in, but then I can also see how you can spend it really fast. Okay, let's look at your health. So, for some of you, it's the root chakra. So that has to do with fear. It also has to do with, you know, the pelvic. So your pelvic area, your root chakra. So you just want to make sure that you take care of yourself with stretching. You don't, you know, if you notice anything unusual, you want to take advantage of it, right? You want to get to the doctor if you notice anything unusual or strange. So basically, it's about fear and having fear, and in your second chakra as well, with creativity and sexuality, romance. You know, just have no fears. If something comes up in your root chakra, in your privates, make sure you go to the doctor, check it out. But it feels a lot of it's fear-based energy about, you know, as I said, right, you're moving forward very fast and in a lot of different directions. And it could even be that your career is taking you this way and your romance is taking you this way, and you're like, oh no, right? Like, I want them both. So a lot of new things. Let go of the fear, move through it, but it could show up in the root chakra. So just take care of yourself. And I don't know if you guys are feeling energy, but since I started talking about this, I am freezing. My feet are freezing. My legs are freezing. That cold energy is fear. So one of the things you can do is you can just imagine that you're sitting on the top of this volcano and this heat, and just inhale that up through the back of your spine and let it run down your legs and just warm your body, right? Just melt the fear. I'm willing to see what I need to see. I'm willing to take positive actions, and just use some affirmations and just talk to yourself as you inhale that heat to help roll off the fear, right? So just a way to keep yourself open to the flow and not be afraid. All right, let's see if there's anything unexpected for you, Cancers. Yeah, so there's an opportunity for you guys to be heard, whether it's somebody just shows up and hires you for something, or there's a podcast that you're invited to, but it feels big. It feels outside of your comfort zone. I think I mentioned this before. So go for it. Go do it. Say yes. Don't let your fears stop you, or the other conversation stop you, or like, oh, it's not big enough, or it's kind of lame, or nuh-uh, because it ends up being something really, really good. So let go of you trying to judge it down. That's just your fear talking that has you not want to be in it. All right, you guys, have an amazing January. Thank you so much for viewing and liking and commenting in 2019, and I hope that you'll stay with me here in 2020, wishing you the best new year possible to step in and be your best selves. Have a wonderful year, guys, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.